It's time for another useless sketchbook session with endless ramblings. This time we're doing the right side of this sketchbook spread with Ohuhu Markers, and I'm very, very excited to get going with this one. I just got my Ohuhus about 4 days ago, and I've been using them pretty constantly. This time I really wanted to focus on learning how to utilize the white of the page within my piece. So I especially do that with like the edge of the skin and then like light spots on the skin. And then really when I go in and do the clothing, you can really tell that I'm trying to focus in on the light of the page to bring out like the reflections of the clothing. When I was in high school, I had a pretty small collection of Copic markers, and it was small due to the price. I was never able to afford any more than 3 or 4 markers at a time, and I would never buy colors in sequence of each other. There were always random colors that I just thought were cool looking, and because of that, they never blended well together, and they just weren't very compatible colors. They just, kind of sucked. So I was never able to really expand on my skill with alcohol markers back then. But now that I have the 216 set of Ohuhus, I am both overwhelmed and excited with all of the color options that I have in front of me. It's extremely crazy how many color options I have because I didn't have this before, and I never thought that I would have these types of color options with alcohol markers because the price always made them so out of reach. And this was back when Copics were really the only alcohol markers on the market for me, or for really anybody. And so I think the only time I ever found affordable Copics was when I was in Japan. I found some Copic Chow markers for like $2. So I bought some, but of course they were random markers that had no association with any of the other markers that I had at home, and it made it just kind of a waste of money. So now that I have this collection, I'm just really, really excited to get into alcohol markers again. As I mentioned, I've been really trying to learn how to use these markers kind of from scratch. And I've been using the Artex acrylic markers like crazy lately, and some of the techniques are kind of similar, working very fast with the markers to get the right blending and such, but it's just a style I end up defaulting to, and I don't know if I'm able to achieve that with these markers, but I'm still trying to figure out what type of style I'm really going for with them. I'm very overwhelmed with the amount of color options that I have. I really didn't think it was going to be a stress inducer for me to actually have colors, but boy is it, because good Lord, actually having color options is more stressful than I thought it was going to be. It's like I end up sometimes just staring at my Ohuhu display and just staring at it like a wall because I don't know what colors to choose, or I just stare at the swatch sheets until my eyes burn holes into them because I don't know what colors to choose. But it's much better than not having color options, because I think I had about 60 Copics and none of them were good together. I didn't buy any sets of Copics, so because they were too expensive. So I would just buy random ass markers because I thought they looked pretty, and then I would get home and realize that this violet doesn't actually blend very well with this other violet because they're slightly different, and it would just make a mess and it would look really bad, So it was just one of those things. So discovering new colors and discovering the palette that I had in front of me has been a lot of fun, but a lot more stressful than I thought it was going to be, which was surprising. It's just, I don't know. I've been having so much fun though, expanding on my traditional art lately. I need to find a happy medium though with digital art so that I can work on digital art projects. After being a digital artist for the last since 2016, strictly a digital artist. And then moving so strictly to traditional, I don't want to just not do digital anymore, like at all, you know, like I don't want to like completely get rid of digital. I need to find a happy medium with it. And so that's what I'm going to try to do this week, is work more on traditional art, or work more between digital and traditional art, so that I can find maybe like a happy medium between the two, so that I'm keeping up with both skills. Because I tried going back into doing a digital drawing the other day, and it felt like I forgot how to use programs. And I was like, oh no. This third piece is my favorite one that I did in this sequence. I feel like I did the skin really well on this one, and I love the dress that I end up doing. The dress is my favorite aspect of her. I'm still trying to figure out camera framing, so I apologize if everything is cut off. I mean, I know it is, but like, I apologize that it's all cut off. Camera framing is harder than I thought it was going to be, because doing just like a straight up and down view of my drawing creates this weird overcast shadow, and it doesn't really provide you guys with a very good view of what I'm doing. So I've been trying to do a side angle and tilting my camera a little bit, but then when I bring it in to edit the video, my camera, like the video itself, is like vertical, and it's not very, you know, I have to flip it and turn it, and I have to try and make it fit within a 16:9 ratio, and ends up not really looking the greatest, so I apologize. And then this line art was stressing me out, and I got so focused in on doing the line art that I end up leaning over in front of the camera a lot, so my hair is in the way. So my bad, guys. I was like focused in like a hermit, and I could not stop leaning over into the camera. And then, but you know, I had so much fun drawing the dress on this character. And then I decided to go in, I don't want to drain my markers, my Ohuhu, so I'm going in with my Ardex acrylic marker and filling that in with a red background, a solid red background around the characters. And I feel like it provides a nice contrast to them. I wanted to choose a color that would contrast all of the characters, not just one or two, and would, you know, fill up the page. I tried to write doodle. Instead, I wrote doodle, but it looks weird because I did like a lowercase d. But anyways, if you enjoy my ramblings, I invite you to subscribe if you're new here. I make art videos where I ramble about my art and make no sense. But like, if you like my art, I appreciate it. Let me know down below what else I should draw. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.